So many IPOs that have already come, and there are so many IPOs that are about to come or lined up in the month of March and coming up. So it's your call in which IPO you should invest so that you don't lose your money in the end. We'll start with Craftman Automation. We'll be talking about in this specific video what does the company do, what is the industry in which it is dealing, and the valuation part of the company. So first, the company is involved in manufacturing of precision components. It sounds a bit technical, but don't worry, just be with me. And also, it's important that don't get much into technicality. So manufacturing of precision components, basically engineering products. So designing, developing and manufacturing involved in it. There are three segments in the company. The first one is Powerstrain, the second one is aluminum, the third one is industrial engineering. So the first one is Powerstrain, where the manufacturing, developing and assembly of engineering products. What engineering products? Like engine parts, cylindrical blocks, gearbox, transmission parts, bearing caps, turbochargers. So these are the kind of products that the company is basically manufacturing. And who are the main clients of the company, like who purchases these goods? So OEMs, SUVs, so basically all those who manufactures two-wheelers, three-wheelers, four-wheelers or tractors. So these are companies who are the major clients of those. Examples that I can give you are Mahindra and Mahindra, Royal Enfields, Siemens, Scott, Ashok Leyland, Tata Base, Daimler India. These are some major clients of the company. So this is the first segment. Now moving to the second segment, which is aluminum. So as its name says, the company is dealing in the aluminum part of the company. As you can see that there are so many aluminum work in the vehicle. So all this kind of work is done by the company. It does not caters custom products like client to client, but there is a very general product that the company is dealing in. And the products like cylindrical blocks, again because it requires aluminum work in it, structural parts for passenger vehicles, gearbox. So basically only that part in which aluminum work is required, not detailed one. Detailed one is covered in the first segment only. And the major clienteles are TVS, Mahindra & Mahindra, Royal Enfield, same. The third one is industrial and engineering segment. So here this segment is again divided into two segments. One is storage segment, in which the company wants to improve its presence. Company is wants to expand its business in storage because it has a very sharp growth. And we'll be talking about the industry CAGR. Will let you know that how much the chances the growth prospect is in the same specific industry. Recently, the company is dealing in around 5% in the storage solutions, and storage solutions deems to pallets, racking, shelving, so basically storing facilities and the equipments that provide storage facility. The company manufactures that and provides that. And the customers are FMCG, e-commerce, logistics, and food and beverage. The company has just started a new location in Pune for the same. And as I said, that the company wants to expand its business in this specific industry, specific segment. The another part, as I said, because the industrial and engineering segment is divided into two parts. One is storage, another one is high-end precision. So basically, which is more technical, which I just said in the Powerstrain. So all those more technical segment is covered into high-end precision products, and basically it caters to marine segment. So basically it also manufactures engine parts for marine, and the major clientele here is abroad. So basically all the major parts of these marine manufacturers exports. Clienteles in India are Siemens and Mitsubishi. Talking about the history very quickly, the company was manufactured in 1986 in Coimbatore. There are total 12 manufacturing units of the company, out of which 7 are within India. Financials like P&L, the balance sheet of the company sounds good. There is nothing very much to point it out. We'll be taking the sales breakup here. So the three segments that I just said, out of which Powerstrain acquires around 51% in the recent 2020 financials. The aluminum part contributes around 20% of the total revenue, while industrial and engineering contributes around 27% of the revenue. Talking about domestic and exports, so for Powertrain, 49% of the total sales is domestic, while 1.63 is exports. Likewise, in industrial and engineering, domestic is 17% and export is 9.98%. So there is no export in aluminium because aluminium one caters within organization within company. The second point to be noted in the company's financial is EBITDA. So the EBITDA of the company is growing at the CAGR of 15.42%. And the EPS of the company in the recent financial year 2020 is 20.41, which lead to PE of the company is 72.5, which may sound high, but comparing it with the industry PE, the industry PE is 72.76, so exactly same. So we cannot say the company is expensive here. Basically, the competitors, it's very difficult to get the competitors of the company because the company is manufacturing so many segments and all other competitors either caters to one or two of the segments, not exactly. So it's difficult, but still there is a screen, there is a picture on the screen that you can see. There is within the prospectus where the Bharat Forge, as you can see, is having a revenue of around 80,000 crores and the EPS is 7.5. Which is a bit lower as compared to Craftsman because the Craftsmen have EPS of around 20. Likewise, for Endurance, the EPS is a bit higher, around 40. So we can say the EPS wise, the company is standing in 2. In revenue wise, the company is standing far behind in second last. And on the basis of NAV, the company is again standing far behind. Talking about the industry, as I said, the company wants to improve its presence in storage industries. The storage industry is expecting to grow at around CAGR of around 19 to 21% in the coming years. So that's quite high among different segments and among different industries. So so it's a good move that the company is looking for. Another one is power transmission, that is in industrial and engineering, high tech one. From 4 to 6% CAGR. In tractor industry, as I said, that the company is leading manufacturer of tractors, cylindrical blocks. So here again the CAGR is 4 to 6%. So as you can see, there is very not much high CAGR expected from the different segments the company is dealing in, but still the company where it wants to improve its presence is good. Likewise, in commercial vehicles, again because of this lockdown and coronavirus and the improving prices of fuel, there is a very disadvantage, and the CAGR for such vehicles is getting decreased. But there are also good chances of the public transports. Again, the company is catering to that segment also. Likewise, again one important point which I mentioned is about the electronic vehicles. So there is the company is not dealing in that. So company is having main core business in engineering, in the manufacturing of engine parts. So once there is a very good move to the electronic vehicles, the company may see a very sharp decline in the revenue. So the company is expecting to raise around 823 crore rupees through this IPO, out of which only 150 crores is fresh issue. So remaining 673 crore rupees are offer for sale. And the purpose of raising the issue is repayment of debt. So the company is having around 8,901 million debt so far at December 31st, 2020, and 1200 million, which is 120 crore rupees, is expected to utilize in repayment of debt only.